Hey guys, and welcome back to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Not long to go into the end of the playthrough now. It should be finishing in the week this video goes up. I've been spending a lot of time in between breaks recording these videos, just looking at Harry Potter related candies on Amazon. And I found the listing for the Bertie Bott's Every Flavoured Beans. Their flavours include, I would hope this is not all of them, but there's quite a lot: banana, black pepper, blueberry, bugger, candy floss, cherry, cinnamon, dirt, earthworm, earwax, grass, green apple, marshmallow, rotten egg, sausage, lemon, soap, tutti frutti, vomit, and watermelon.
Watermelon!
What does an ass jelly bean taste like?
I'd rather not know, thank you very much, but chocolate
Well,
frogs...
let's get the team on that.
Chocolate frogs are a thing as well, and yes, they do come with collectible trading cards.
Nice.
That looks more like David Tennant than it does Ron's brother.
How do you know it's not?
I have to say, you should have seen James Potter earlier on when they were looking in the mirror of Erised. That was basically David Tennant as the Doctor wearing glasses.
I saw more Where's Wally, personally, but I didn't want to say anything.
I forgot that Malfoy was in this game. I guess he is, again.
Yeah, well, you know, he's only there when the plot needs him to be there. Otherwise, he just goes into purgatory and doesn't exist.
Oh, you sure nobody wants to play Super Wizard Crackers, Potter?
No, I'm so laughed out at this point. I just don't have the energy for another fit.
My father will hear of these crackers. Also, that entire section dealing with Norbert the Dragon is just to establish that Hagrid keeps illegal animals. So that later on you're like, oh my god, there are illegal animals at the school? Who could have done this?
Well, I think in the Game Boy Color version of the game, you actually have to physically take Norman, like, to the top of the astronomy tower, and then you get caught by Filch, because, uh-oh, I left my invisibility cloak on top of the tower.
Actually, it's Norbert.
Wait, then how does he find the invisibility cloak? If you just left it unattended, how does someone else find it?
Well, no, it's not the fact that the person found the cloak, it's the fact that, oh shit, I forgot my cloak. Whoops, there's Filch.
Oh, he forgot. I thought you said that Filch found the cloak. It's like, how did he find it?
I gotta say, this forest looks a lot brighter than it did when I was recording, and I haven't put any filters on it or anything.
It's the weird thing of what happens whenever you record anything, that like the end footage always ends up looking different to what you recorded the thing on.
I don't know why they needed to have these trolls here, just to give you another shot at, like, getting a chili flavoured bean. And by the way, you get, like, all the beans, and then the game just, like, chucks you out to, like, send you to Diagon Alley, and then to this section. So it's ages before you can get the final spell, so I guess they wanted you to use that particular upgrade for the endgame.
They really should have warned us about this ahead of time. Trolls in the forest! Trolls in the forest!
Just thought you should know.
But the smoke in the water.
Dun 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 dun. That's not the song at all, I'm so
Not
sorry.
at all, but I'll allow it.
You blew it!
It is a song, because it's do-do-do-do-do. Ice, ice, baby.
I believe it's Under Pressure. Ya damn fool!
I was gonna go under pressure myself, personally. Here's a new type of enemy that we'll only be seeing here. Turtles that fart out fire.
So this is what would happen if Squirtle was a fire type.
Wait, is it, what's the difference between a turtle and a tortoise? Is the turtle the seafaring
One of them shoots fire out of their ass.
Yeah, what you... I think it's more just their preference to land or water.
Tortoises fucking own, though.
Those motherfuckers live forever. I want to see a Galapagos tortoise at one point in my life. That'd be awesome.
Potter, what's wrong with my face? I think I've been stung by many magical bees.
Where does the hair and face begin?
Yeah, it's funny, for all the weird facial, like, features don't get so close to the screen, please. For all the strange faces in this game, we haven't harped on them as much as we could have, and I'm proud of us for that.
Well, we could start.
No.
Draco looks like he's smuggling nuts for the winter in his cheeks.
Please don't get me started, Eldragon.
Not so much about the face models, but I do remember that with the movie, and therefore with the design here, the location of Harry's scar, when I read the book, I always imagined it was essentially like plain, like in the square in the middle of his forehead. And then, like, the movies, it's sort of shifted to the side, I guess, so that it could be shown in a part of his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's always weird that when I see his scar like offset, because I always imagined it while reading the books that it was dead center in his skull.
Well, imagine if it was like Mickey's ears, like whatever side he turns to, you see the scar.
Oh god. That happens with some sprites whenever they have like conversation portraits. Instead of making a separate one, they'll just flip them, so characters will have like a distinct mark on both sides of their face when doing so.
Oh, Hagrid, what's wrong with you, buddy?
What's wrong with everyone?
From what we know, obviously, spoiler again, we know that Proto-Voldemort, that's what I'm gonna call him, he's been chewing on unicorns to, like, heal himself and crap like that. Does Quirrell just, like, lean back limbo style and just let the Voldemort in the back of his head snack? He's sitting there folding his arms. Are you done yet? My knees really hurt.
Well, I'll get to that in 1 second, but that little, like, staircase section there, the ledges, if you will, that's the path that will lead us out of this section. Don't go there yet. If you're looking for the final card, it can be found by going this way. And yes, this is a section that you cannot come back to.
It just has to be assholes that way.
Speaking of assholes...
Oh man, I shouldn't have had all those chili Bertie Bott's every flavour beans.
I'm surprised he didn't drop his chili stash. Yeah, oh shit, here you go. I can't have these anymore. My doctor said it's bad.
It's because of the cholesterol. It has nothing to do with the explosive flatulence.
And if we look up, bada bing.
The fuck's it doing up there?
Magic.
Good enough. That actually works as an explanation.
Finally a video game where we can say that and we aren't just being lazy.
Well, at this point, we could have been saying a wizard for everything, and it would have been perfect, but we've been simplifying it to merely magic.
Hey, how did the boy live? A wizard did it.
Well, technically it was a witch who did it.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Her name to one of the 4 Hogwarts houses.
And there we go, that's all the cards that you can get in the game. The last one will be given automatically to us in the ending.
And please buy Famous Witches and Wizards booster packs to enhance your deck, now available from Electronic Arts.
And unfortunately, there's no hidden reference to the Ravenclaw location, because her item was, what was it, a diadem?
A diadem, yeah.
Diadem. Which I had to actually, when I first read the book, I had to learn what that actually fucking was. I was like, oh, it's a tiara?
Yeah, it's basically a fancy tiara.
And that one is in just a hidden room in Hogwarts itself, so. I always like that Voldemort tried to take something from all 4 house founders, and be like, fuck you guys, you're now gonna hold my soul for a while, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't get anything Gryffindor related. Lamb.
Now, weirdly, I don't know why, this is the only cutscene in the game that doesn't function correctly when I played it on the emulator. Look at him chowing down on that unicorn. Basically, what happens is, the camera's gonna cut to him, like here, and then it kind of freezes. What normally happens is, he like goes towards Harry, and Harry, as you know if you've seen the movie, just backs away, because his scar starts to hurt, and then this really buff and ripped centaur comes and saves him.
Hello, everyone. I've arrived.
This just became young adult literature.
No wonder Harry's afraid.
I'm on Team Firenze. I don't know about you guys. You just named him! Why did you even do that? Just call him Lord Blank.
It's just like saying Candlejack.
Oh fuck, there goes Maxa.
I got back in the Skype call, it's all good.
I gotta get more rope.
What?
Oh, that's just a thing for a future playthrough and also a failed joke, don't you worry.
So I wonder how many political jokes has been made with He Who Must Not Be Named in comparison with current politicians at the time.
A ridiculous amount, I would assume.
It's an ocarina, I think.
No, it's a recorder, so now we can learn to play hot cross buttons.
Ah, okay.
You know, an essential part of any child's education is learning to play a hot cross buttons on a recorder.
Okay, Richie, gonna give you a little something to waffle on about here. You got any history about charming animals to sleep using flutes and the like?
No, I do not. I mean, the closest example I could would be able to think of would be waking up snakes, and this whole snake charming thing.
Really? You're not gonna go with putting 3-headed dogs to sleep?
I don't think there's any lore for that, Tom.
There isn't really much of a precedent for that, because
Have I just like replaced the actual Greek myth of Hercules beating the shit out of Cerberus with the Harry Potter version of events?
I think you have, yeah.
Hercules does basically just beat the shit out of Cerberus and drag him to wherever he needs to be dragged.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember that because when he brings Cerberus back to the guy who wants him, the guy hides in a pot.
There may be snakes after it. There are
Music
even
tends to
rumors
not
of
put the
voodoo
savage
dolls.
beast to sleep. At most, it'll just calm the savage beast.
That must be where the stones
And
were kept.
like historically, with most myths, it's usually just feed it. Don't play music for, just give it fucking food. If you have an extra mate on your ship, just throw him at the big animal first.
Jesus, Ron, what the fuck is your damage? We're trying to save the world here.
Well, he checked his shoe. Clearly he stepped in some, dragon shit or something like that. I'd feel bad, too. Well, I wish there was also a part of the books where Voldemort kind of puts, he sneaks up behind somebody. He puts their hands over his face and he goes, "You know who."
He's like, "Is it Shh! Don't say it. Don't say it."
Riddle me this.
Ah.
Riddle me this, Harry Potter. What flies at night and sleeps in the morning?
A long and tedious item finding quest in the game.
I don't have an actual answer for that riddle. I just made it up.
What has dead parents and is about to join them? The answer's you.
That's not much of a riddle.
No,
Totally riddle for Batman. Fucker couldn't figure his way out of a brown paper bag. It's like, this crime involves birds. I wonder who's up to this.
more of a murderous statement than anything, but it's endgame now, boys and girls, so let's head up to the upper castle and then back into the forbidden corridor, which is just left unlocked at this point, I guess. Filch could give less of a shit about all these students who can perform these wonderful magical spells.
Well, that's because he's a terrible caretaker.
We could totally fucking get help. We could get, a ghost or two to help me out here. But I always did love how the preparation to get past Fluffy, which I like how we've been told of Fluffy, but we haven't seen it. At most we heard the barking, but in the books, they saw Fluffy, at least once, so they knew, what the fuck is that thing? In the book, I love how it actually felt like an endgame. You don't really feel that in books. But you had this period where they were getting ready, they were getting all set up, and it was gonna be, you could tell that it was gonna be a long task before the end of the book. And I love that you got essentially a video game end story in a book. I think that's probably what got me to really like Harry Potter when I first read it.
But Harry Potter does that very well because in Half-Blood Prince there's the bit where they go to the caves and you know something's wrong because when they get back to the castle there's a dark mark above it, so you're like, oh shit, something bad has already happened, and Dumbledore's out for the count.
But I just like with this, essentially, we gotta prepare our party for the final quest. We're gonna enter the final dungeon. You're not gonna have a save point after that, so let's get all of our gear in order.
Wolfsbane.
Yeah, okay.
By Jupiter!
Is that meant to be that guy who loves battle and whatnot, or is it just a random, really British knight?
God knows. I mean, probably would be if they were aiming for that, but no idea. All I like is that they just kind of decided to stick a random knight there.
Wait. I just realized. So most of the upgrades have been, Quidditch-related shit or whatever. But we only did 2 Quidditch matches. Which house didn't play against Gryffindor?
Slytherin?
Slytherin just decided to run tail and leave after my man Harry over here ran through those rings faster than anybody else could. That just makes him frightened.
Ah, my ankles.
Well, I guess I'm okay.
I like how we've just kind of completely ignored that Harry has a remarkably extraordinary good jump ability. He can just leap over ridiculous bounds, and he's 10.
Yeah. Also, interesting thing. No upgradable health bar. That lightning bolt never gets longer. You never get a bolder white outline around it, or a green outline, I guess. And it just stays static throughout the whole game. Personally, if it were me, I'd maybe make a 5th set of Bertie Bott's every flavour beans and have a health upgrade, or maybe just swap it out with the Albus Dumbledore card.
I know you are
It would have been cool because the bolt's already yellow, gold, whatever. Just make the second bolt red. Also, she's still holding on to that book. Girl, we are going to be doing some serious dungeon crawling here. There is no time for books. I know that's her only model, but... No. I know that's her only model, but she should be dumping that book.
I mean, she's the mage. Okay, they're all mages, but the mage needs to stick in the back and let, the warrior mage and the rogue mage take care. Man, this metaphor really isn't going anywhere.
It doesn't. No. Plus, she could have been an arcane mage, alright? She wouldn't need the stupid book.
Hufflepuff, get it together.
I'm sorry, okay? All my energy goes into editing.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, editing doesn't get you points.
Especially since Sony Vegas wouldn't work within the confines of Hogwarts, magical field, and all that shit. We'll see you guys next time for the penultimate part of the playthrough. See you then.